In this review, I will be looking at the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn figure. Taking a closer look, the first thing that stands out is his bright green eyes. The next thing that stands out is the highly detailed sculpting and paint on the mask, suit, and cape. Moving down from the head are the skulls and chains around his neck and waist. Unlike many older figures, these are unfortunately plastic and not real metal. On his left arm is his red gauntlet and armband with spikes. Moving over to the right arm is his famous large spiked gauntlet. On his upper left thigh is his red pouches that wrap around his leg. Moving across to his lower right leg is his famous huge spiked boot. Taking a look on his backside, even under the cape, the sculpting and paint doesn't stop. And finally, the cape itself is beautifully sculpted, like the rest of the figure. It has a black wash over it to bring out the tiniest of details. Sculpted capes are always going to look better than soft goods in my opinion. Now let's take a closer look at Spawn's articulation. His head is on a ball joint which allows it to look left and right, as well as up and down. This is as far back as it will go, and this is as far forward. His arms are on a small butterfly joint, which allows it to move forward and backwards. He has an upper bicep swivel, as well as a double jointed elbow, although the gauntlet does get in the way a bit. His wrists are on a hinge and swivel, although mine doesn't really want to hinge much. He has upper torso articulation, which allows him to rotate and crunch forward and backwards. He also has a waist swivel, which rotates, but it is kind of tight. His legs can hinge outward as well as forwards and backwards. He has no upper thigh swivel, and while his knees are double jointed, they do not go back far. And finally, his ankles can rotate and move up and down. There isn't much of an ankle rocker, but he does have toe articulation. Spawn comes with 2 accessories, a sword and a base. The base is just a solid black and has the word Mortal Kombat on it, and 1 peg to plug into his foot. It plugs in with ease. Next up is his sword. The sculpting on the figure carried over to the sword, as the handle and blade are highly detailed. It also has a little Spawn logo with green eyes. Spawn can hold the sword with no problem in either hand. It makes an already badass figure even more badass. He is also able to hold it with 2 hands. Now let's see him next to the first Spawn figure ever made, as well as a few other Spawn figures. And here he is next to some other more current toy lines. NECA, Master of the Universe Classics, Star Wars Black 6-inch, and finally Marvel Legends and McFarlane's other creation, Venom. And there was my review of the Mortal Kombat Spawn figure, and in my opinion the best Spawn figure to date. With great sculpting, paint, and articulation, this Spawn is a must-own for anyone who loves the character. Please like and subscribe, and leave me a comment related to Spawn. What's your favorite Spawn figure, and what was your introduction to the character? Until next time.